Hello and welcome to part 8 of our Cities Skylines venture. And now that the game's running properly, because first time I started it, all the custom roads that I'd added are completely gone and the city was in turmoil. But for some reason it's fixed now. I'm going to start by creating a second bus route. Because we have our city here at the moment. So generally how our city is formed is down here we have our high density area. Kind of backward part down this motorway, this section. Then here we've got barren fields, our industrial area, and then this is all basically light residential. I want to connect the industrial to everything else via a bus route. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we're going to expand the city. Now, straight away, because I'm recording this like an OpenTTD video where I'm not feeling the greatest, unfortunately. So I'm going to go straight to a question of the day, just so I've got something to talk about, which is from Simon Gasinski, who says, what is your favourite era of architecture? Which is a pretty high art question, probably beyond myself to be honest, but I shall do my best to answer, because, I mean, you know, that architecture, you gotta love it, right? I love all types of architecture. I love blue, green, the yellow version was pretty good, apart from the shinies. There wasn't many shinies in yellow. No, I like architecture. I mean, I'd probably say that modern architecture is what stands out to me. I mean, seeing kind of being more towards obviously public transport than you know, driving. I guess we see more kind of a civil architecture than other people. Stations, airports, well, not airports specifically, I guess that's the same as anybody else, but stations, bus stations, train stations, play stations, you know, all those kind of things. You get to see them quite a bit. And there's quite a lot of architecture in the UK that I admire, which is built around railways. Like a lot could probably say the new Birmingham New Street Station, so they've just redeveloped that. It's pretty interesting. But I like seeing how architecture can be different now. I guess now we have a lot more tools than we did, say, even 30, 40 years ago. So it's interesting to see how those tools can come together to create something that's interesting and unique. And it's more of a challenge now than it ever has been. And I'm going to say that, you know, as a result of that, I enjoy the solutions that people have. So, you know, that's my quick answer. But, yeah, it's strange. I mean, in the United Kingdom, a lot of our architecture is varied across lots of generations. So I live in an area where most of the surrounding area, the architecture of the area is kind of built really by Victorians and the Industrial Revolution. But if you live in the suburbs of the United Kingdom, probably the same as most places actually. There are quite a lot of 1950s and 60s big estates, not kind of rough estates, but in the 50s and 60s a lot of developments were constructed for new housing and things, and a lot of suburb architecture tends to come from that. It's kind of seen as being a bit tacky over here in essence. Just to let you know, I'm doing a circular bus route, so that's obviously one direction. I'm going to do the next direction now. Hopefully I'm not sued for saying one direction in a video. I suppose if I am going to get sued, I've just doubled my fines. But yeah, it's architecture is one of those things where I've never kind of gone and sat down and studied architecture. I don't really know what architecture is beyond the fact of its definition. But oh god, there's one way system. Man. Okay, we're going to have to go around here. All I know is what architecture is. And I can only comment on what opinion I have on the architecture that I see. And modern architecture to me is very interesting. You know, in terms of, you know, I like to see, like I said, just, you know, new stations and things and how people can make things look different. I mean, I appreciate, I think, architecture from, let's say, I was going to say the years gone by, but yeah, so for instance, Manchester, in fact, yeah, let's name some examples. So Manchester Piccadilly Station it's very Victorian, but it has aspects of modern architecture in it. So why can I not go that way? Is that a one-way? Oh, I've got to go around. I did not know this. But those people are getting pretty pissed off. Let's change that. Yeah, so I guess it's the same with quite a lot of stations and a lot of architecture over here. Modern architecture builds on top of existing architecture from years gone by, and Manchester Piccadilly is a good example of that. It's getting expanded again recently, and I'm sure that, well, from the design, it looks pretty interesting as to how they're going to do it, how they're going to construct these new platforms and things which they're building onto the side. But the Victorian architecture remains at the heart of the design of the station, so it's not like you're losing that. And that, to me, looks really interesting. It's refreshing to walk around and to commute through places which look bright and inviting, I guess. Like, I was thinking about this with my college. So obviously I went to college and I studied IT, and I always thought, I mean, I went to a college in York, and it's so much nicer, and I feel so much more compelled to learn in a new modern building than I do in a building that looks like a secondary school or a high school if you're American. What the hell is happening here? That damn tennis club is it's a racket. Okay, I'm just gonna go find the door now. Give me 2 seconds. Right, let's probably take that as a hint that we should build a police station. Do your job. Why? Oh man. Okay, I've got so many questions. Why is the tennis? I have a lot of questions. Why is it the tennis court that's got high crime? Why are the police doing nothing? Oh, that might be why. Modern community. Maybe the students are. I don't know. I'm just going to leave them be. They can do whatever they want. We do, though, need... Wow, look at that pollution. We do need some more commercial areas of our city. So we're going to make some commercial areas, because look at our demand. It's growing. Can we buy another area yet? Yes, let's buy this section here. And move out. Okay. So let's build the foundation work for a extended commercial sector. So let's grab this. Move down here. So this can be kind of like a coast road. What we'll do is we'll make some attractions on this here. This can be like kind of like a long seafront park. Yeah, because we've got all this section here. And what we'll do here is we'll have a roundabout. Just a small one. Lots of people complain about roundabouts. I don't know why. Americans seem to despise roundabouts. I despise crossroads. There you go. String me up and hang me. I don't mind. It's a case of roundabouts I find them a lot safer. This could be kind of like a sub-question. Hopefully I don't start a flame war over this. But yeah, I find that roundabouts are a lot safer. What you complaining about, boy? And it negates traffic so much better. Like, when I was in America... oh man, the traffic lights do my head in. They're so annoying. So literally every intersection has a traffic light. And, well, most anyway. And... you just don't feel like driving is such a strange experience. You don't really feel like you're going anywhere. Just stopping and starting. I mean, obviously, I know in cities in the UK are very much the same in terms of you never really move far, but at least you kind of have some fluidity when it's not quite as busy. So a roundabout does mean that yeah, you can. Most of the time, if it's not, well, definitely if it's not quiet, you don't have to stop. You can just carry on. Why is this a problem? Yeah, what is it you actually don't like about roundabouts? Write to the usual address. PO Box YouTube comments. Wow. What are these? Taxes too high. Well, we're making a lot of money. I'm sure we can cut them a break. Yeah, I agree. Your taxes are too high. Extra, let's see what we can add with these. Recycling. we could we afford maybe like power usage, and then we could lower our power budget. Let's look. Oop, nope. Gotta balance this out. I wish these just were fluid and just stayed at what they needed to be. We're losing a bit of money, but I think you gain it back after a while. Okay, so let's build this onto here. I think we could just make a crossroads actually, can't we? We're at the crossroads. Okay. So this is going to be our commercial area. We're building it bit by bit. We're not going to create everything at once. In fact, I'm going to make this another dual road. So I imagine that would get quite busy. First of all, I want to put in the major attractions for the area, and then we'll build the commercial areas around this. So let's see what we can add in. Supermarkets! What's that? Super you. Oh, you're super too. Netto. What's that? Solo! Solo looks cool. Looks like the monolith. Wow. That's big! Okay. You'll also need water, won't you? Don't complain about your water, boy. Okay, what are the... I'm going to pause this for a second. What other things can we build? IKEA we've already done. Let's not build a creeper. I'm going to stay away from that for my YouTube channel, please. Okay. Beach resort. Can't build on water. Oh, okay. Sad face. I love this library. This could be kind of like a district of leisure. In fact, I'm going to move out here. So if we turn this road that way. That'll do. We'll put something in the middle. What's this? Brown Rock building? Okay. Don't know what the Brown Rock building is. Aquarium. Yes! Love aquariums. They are my fave. Went to an aquarium in Manchester with Archie, and oh man, it was good, but it was kind of embarrassing. Like, basically aquariums are cool. I like visiting things like that because it's fish. There were sharks and turtles and things, and that's cool. But it was like us two, and we're 24, and then but the aquarium's built up. It's kind of created as a kids attraction. And I'm like, hang on, am I kind of like too old to just go to an aquarium and just is this like beyond what I'm supposed to do? I felt so out of place. Like before you go in, they kind of sit you down and they're like, smile, we're taking your picture, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I just wanted to turn around and just be like, look, I just want to see turtles. I just wanted to see a shark. I don't want to do this. I was held against my will, damn it. I had a picture taken of me. I felt violated. It was not good. But no, right, okay. And even the people taking the picture, it was that very kind of cheesy, like, smile for the camera, where you know that inside that guy is dying. He's like, that guy knows, right, you don't want to be doing this any more than he does. But, let's just swallow your pride, take the picture, and then we both knew it's just like a locking of eyes. It's like, we knew it's just a case of get it over as quickly as possible and we'll carry on. They had kind of like a thing before we went in where they sit you down and they're like, hey kids, turtles are important, and we've got to be protecting these turtles, because otherwise it's a bad thing. And they like show you kind of like how you shouldn't throw rubbish away and things, which is fair enough actually. It's quite good how they teach kids, they're teaching kids that don't be a dick, basically, with turtles. I just wish there was a skip option. YouTube would have had a skip option, you know. After 5 seconds, the door just opens. It's like, well, you can go if you want. I'd be happy with that. I appreciate the message 100%. But, you know, I'm 24. I make my own decisions. 24. 1 year of a quarter of a century. Man, that's weird, actually. Oh, don't like being this age. I swear the... Oh, well, I was going to say I swear it's true, but it is actually true. The older you get, the faster time goes. It's strange. Every single year, time goes faster than the last. But that is... There's literally a scientific reason behind it. It's because if you're just born, 1 year is literally your entire life. And then when you're 2, that next year is like, wow, that's half your life. And then, but the time, like, you know, when you're 11, if you imagine that's, you know, it's only 10% of your life, it's still pretty important. By the time you're like my age, so 24 to 25, that's what? It's only 0 point something, 0.4 something percentage of my life. It's just nothing. Man, don't let me have an existential crisis while I'm building this. This is why I play these games, to keep my mind away from these kind of thoughts. 'Cause look, I feel like I'm doing something productive. I'm building things, you know, not in real life, but I'm contributing to something, damn it. That's what it's about. Covering a lot of deep topics here. Problem is, I don't even have the timer to save me. I genuinely do not know how long this episode is going to be. I usually... basically, the screen recorder I use for OpenTTD is pretty decent, actually. And it, obviously, it's like it has sort of like a little dial thing on. Looks like a car radio, basically, but it has a dial on which shows me how long I've been recording for, which is fair enough. Fraps, which is what I use for this, does not have that. Now that makes it very difficult. I usually start a timer on my phone, and I forgot to do so. So I'm pissing in the wind here. So if this is well over what it should be, then congrats, you've bagged yourself a free video. If it's under, I apologise for my impotence. Okay, I'm happy with this. This library looks amazing. Speaking of modern architecture, see? Hey, I love this library. This thing is pretty cool. It's very similar to a tower we have called Beetham Tower in Manchester. And this thing's alright, I like this. It makes the aquarium look very big. I'm a fan of that architecture. But this is the kind of architecture we get in cities in UK and Europe. That's why it's a European pack. Go! Build! Build. I want you to build. Whoa. Let's put you on full speed. Yes, that is satisfying the commercial need for the city. We also need to look at creating a little bit more residential. And what I want to do is create a bus stop there and there. And then what we'll do is down here we'll create another high density street. That's high density buildings, not for people who are very dense. This section here. Let's paint it up. Moving on up. I like cities. It's a very peaceful game. City seems like one of those games where you can tell that the developers have put effort and thought into everything. It's really refreshing. You can tell when a game is rushed. You can tell when there's things that just don't quite seem right in a game, and you can kind of tell, oh, okay, they didn't seem to give a shit about this or that or this glitch or whatever else. City seems very forgiving, and it looks like it's had a lot of time and care put into it. It is basically SimCity 5. It is exactly what SimCity should be. I bet EA are kicking themselves. Although, competition, I always believe, is a brilliant thing. And I would hope, as I hope you all, and you should do, that EA can respond to this kind of competition, because it's the only way EA will ever get better. If you can point out the fact that these games are so much better, and games like this make you vote with your wallet. So, I mean, so many times you've got the whole, oh, EA, breaking the game industry. But people still buy them. Like, people still buy EA games, so what do you expect? It's like, if breaking the industry makes them money, then they're going to break the industry. More games came out like this, that you're going to vote with your wallet, go, right, I'm not buying SimCity because that game's a load of shit. This game does whatever that game does a lot better. Toodles! then EA's going to start going, well, hang on. Maybe putting time and care into our products and treating them as if they are, you know, culture instead of a resource is perhaps the best way to get around this and get what we want, which is money. I don't need a park there, but I do want to look at maybe a statue. I love that little ding sound, it's so satisfying. What's that? Ford dealership. It's a football stadium. We'll make a football area later on. What is that? Tourism and leisure. Fantastic fountain. If I get rid of this little road here. Yes, we will have this as part of the surroundings. Oh dear. Don't know why that made me laugh as much as it did. Oh, can you build into the fountain? Oh. This is interesting. What an interesting concept. Okay. And surprisingly, yes, a fountain does need water. Who'd have guessed it? Rush hour is coming. Look busy. It's 7:30. Just water this and I want to have a quick look at the traffic. Let's go to Zest in the Sky for the traffic. Zest, what are you reporting? Well, John, it looks like well, everywhere is desperately in need of water. Oh Jesus, hang on. Traffic reports on hold. I need to make... Oh! Grand City! Whee! I feel like I've accomplished something. Well, let's have a look at the traffic again. Okay, so this road here looks to be very busy. Industrial areas doing okay, apart from these few bits. This junction here looks very condensed. It's mainly the roundabouts, but, you know, everything's kind of okay. It's just, you know, nothing's actually ground to a halt. Just this area's busy. It's still flowing though. So that's my report. Back to you in the studio. Joshua. Sounds like such a news anchor's name, does Joshua. Right. I'm going to build a few footpaths here. But that is going to satisfy the needs of this city for its commercial shopping. These consumer whores. I'm disappointed in you guys. Could do with building more residential though. I'm trying to work out now. Right, I'm gonna go shift tab. Why can't I shift tab? Is that because Steam's running? It's Steam. Fraps is running. Okay, let me look at my phone and see while this queue's here. Okay, right. I reckon that I've recorded over half an hour. So I'm gonna take a very strategic risk, and I'm gonna look over to see how that bus route's doing that I built at the start of the game. That's alright. And I'll happily conclude the video. I've made a commercial sector here with some lovely attractions in and an aquarium. And yeah, do you know what? I am happy with our expansion. I don't have much of a plan, but do you know what? I think it's looking really cool. It's looking like a proper European city. And then, yeah, if you want to suggest things for me to do in city, in here, just please let me know. And I'll see. You can be... in the YouTube comments, you can be my planning committee, and I will just section these ideas forward, and I will let's clean up this city. Let's get some things built. Yes, please. Tell me what to do. Otherwise, there's just gonna be boring houses and things. But yeah, I'm gonna conclude it for here. All right, thanks a lot for watching and putting up with me. And if you're gonna watch another video again, then cool. I'll see you then.